Of course, I am a life coach, an executive coach, and help you create life strategies for the people who want something different, who want more out of life.
Priority. I don't think it was a priority for anybody.
And so visible to the world, past, and we had some other cousins. It's so hard sometimes, or it can be for a while, because we lived in Nashville. You stayed in there, and no matter what, they taught that if you have an yourself of, okay, when I get into this state, I think about when he's living, but that's my purpose. I'm like, oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, now we're gonna know they're in a victim mentality.
I don't think she knew that.
Walking down the street, a comment you over to this point, that was your destiny. I mean, because that's a much bigger account.
I remember my grandmother used to.
Who, you're accomplished, you know how to do a lot of things, but let's work on learning something new about how to be better, how to be our best selves, right? I remember when I was in high school, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but something came over me where I told myself, I said, no matter what, I'm never gonna give up on myself. I will never give up on Heather. And I don't know what made me think that. I don't know if I was in a weird space or needed motivation, but I told myself, I will never give up on Heather. And then I was just exposed to lots of personal development. So I've been to lots of classes. I've been through lots of training. I've been through, school for coaching. I've done all these things initially not to give up on myself, because I wanted to know the tools of how do I make myself happier? How do I achieve my goals easier and quicker and better? How do I grow to be the best person that I can be? To show up in the world as the best me that I can possibly be, because I felt like I've been blessed, and I feel like that's my responsibility. That's my God-given responsibility to be the best person that I can be. And as I continued to progress and learn these tools and skills, then it occurred to me, I was spoken to in my soul, that you weren't just given these tools for you. You were given these tools to share with others, to others who have been through what you've been through, others who want to be better, who want to be happier, who want to feel love, who want to know how to show love. And then that's when it shifted to like, okay, it's time for me to start focusing more on, like, I have all the tools, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. But I do say that because I have these tools, I get out of a funky state so much quicker than before I had these tools, because I have them. And sometimes it takes having a conversation, having reminders for yourself of, okay, when I get into this state, these are the things that I'm gonna do. So as you progress and learn these tools and incorporate these things into your life, you start to create tools for yourself. And so I am here to help you know some of these tools that I have created for myself. And it's just from reading, learning, going to classes, going to seminars, and I'm just sharing, this is what I learned. This is what worked for me. And hopefully it will work for you, because at the end of the day, I really do love people. And I especially love Black women, because I am a Black woman. I love myself. And I want us to learn to love ourselves more and each other, because that's how we started off. We started off being communities together, supporting each other, supporting each other's children, supporting each other's families. And, and times have changed and times have progressed, and we can still love each other and love ourselves and support each other and support each other's family and support each other's children. We still have that. It's in our DNA. And that's what we're supposed to do. And I want to show and help people know it's in you. It's in you. And you can do it. And I can help. You are very accomplished. You've accomplished a lot of things in life. You're 47. And you're looking for something to be fulfilled. You want to be happier. You don't have kids. You're not in a relationship. The first thing we want to identify is what will make you happy. That's the first thing. What do you really want? So we'll talk through that and figure out, what do you really want? And is it what you want, right? Is it what you want, or is it what people say you should want, or what family has said you should want, or where you should be by this age or by this stage in life? And get really clear on being okay with where you are, because everything that all decisions that you made to get you to this point, that was your destiny. And don't regret your destiny. And you're at a point, for whatever reason in life, where you know what, you want something different. Well, let's talk about how to get something different. And something different starts with, before you can get any of these other things that you think are gonna make you happy, you're gonna have to be satisfied and happy with yourself. How do you love yourself? Because once you love yourself, as you've probably heard me say before, you're gonna attract those other things in life, and you gotta have faith that what you want is coming to you. And you just have to stay in that space of love and self-love, because the more you love yourself, the more other things, it's kind of like the law of attraction. You're gonna attract that love. And a lot of times, one thing to make yourself feel better is, sometimes we get stuck in a woe is me phase, like, oh, you know, I this and I that, and I'm so this and I'm so unhappy, and I wanted this and I wanted that. The best and quickest way to get outside of that is to pour into somebody else. Find someone to mentor. Find someone who wants to be where you are, who you can train and pour into. This is how you do it. This is how you navigate. And especially if you're looking to be like a mom, I have aunts who never had children, and they were the best moms in our family, and they were so loving, and there were so many people that they contributed to as moms, even though, and you know, and if it is in your heart's desire to have your own children, that's wonderful too, and keep that in prayer. And if that's what's on your heart and that's what's meant for you, pray and know that that's what's going to happen. And in the meantime, be preparing by figuring out how to nurture, how to invest in other people, how to invest in people and younger people, the younger generation, on being where you are and what's important, and teach them your life lessons. What mistakes did you make that you would say, hey, I wouldn't do this again. Like, I would do this differently. And so let me tell you how to do this differently. And that's what I would definitely look at. And if you do just those couple of things, it's going to take you right out of that, woe is me, I want to be happier. It's fine to want to be happier. And then you have to take the steps to be happier. How do you deal with mommy guilt? Well, first off, that's a really good question. How to deal with mommy guilt. And, you know, and people experience mommy guilt in different ways. Some people feel like they chose the wrong person to have a child by. There's mommy guilt in that aspect. There's mommy guilt in, I work too much and I don't spend enough time with my kids. There's mommy guilt in, I don't know enough about having kids and how to raise kids. And one of the things that I do, because again, I am a single mom, and again, I wasn't always where I am now, and we're constantly growing. I used to keep it all inside, right? And that would make me crazy, because I'm thinking I'm a crazy person. Like, I'm a horrible mom. And one of the great things is to talk to other moms, even if you are in like a chat forum, a chat group, and just like, hey, this happened, blah, 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 and I'm thinking this. And then you will just be amazed when other moms say, you know what? My kid does the same thing, or my first kid did it, my second kid didn't, or you just get confirmation that, you know what, we're all out here just trying to do the best that we can, you know, because what we all, as moms, what we're doing is from love. And at the end of the day, as long as you go back, and this is with everything, and y'all know I say this all the time, as long as you go back to the heart and just know that, you know, whatever I'm doing it from a place of love. And that in itself, just that part, should really, really work on some of the guilt, because the fact that you're doing it from the heart and you're doing it with love, you have to believe that something about it is gonna be right. But my biggest suggestion is talk to other moms to realize that you're not crazy. From that aspect is, so what I do is I talk you through how do we find solutions? So say you do have mommy guilt, right? So we have a conversation about, okay, so what are some resources? First of all, what we'll talk about is, where does this come from? Like, why are you having this guilt? And kind of delve into that a little bit and kind of ping on some of those things and resolve some of those challenges, right? Get some tools. There are millions of tools that we can try. However, that's why we talk one-on-one, because I figure out what is it for you, because what it is for you is not going to be the same as for me or the next mom or the next mom. So we work on that. And then we look at, okay, so how do we come up with some solutions, right? I need to know your world. I need to know what is in your environment that can support you, right? And so only way we figure that out is through a conversation. And then once we figure out, okay, here's some ways that you can be supported in your world and how your world is set up. Because again, your world is different than my world. You might have aunts, uncles, grandmas, all that. I don't have those things. So I had to create those things. I had to create my community. Hopefully, you might have those resources already, but I help you identify, who can you go to for support? What can you do? What are some daily rituals that you can put in place that can fight that negative talk in your head? Because your negative talk is different than my negative talk. What are the things that you focus on that are really not serving you? And so what are some things we can focus on instead? And so it's all very individual and personal. And it's just like I always say, Michael Jordan had a Phil Jackson. I'm your Phil Jackson. And I'm making you Michael Jordan, and we're just creating solutions. We're just figuring out the things that can help you be a little bit better, a little bit happier. And then we look, down the road a few months, that little bit, those steps by steps by steps by steps, and you look back and you realize, wow, I've come a long way. And it's not my work. I'm just helping navigate. I'm just helping you now. Again, I'm not Jordan. I'm just the coach, but I'm a really good coach. I'll never give up on you. I will never give up on you because you are a child of the Most High God. And it is my mission. It has been put on it's my responsibility. Like I don't have a choice. And I accept this responsibility. I accept this assignment because I've been so blessed. I am so blessed, and I had a mom that poured into me, and I have so much love that she poured into me. That's all it does is regenerate. So the more I give out, the more I generate. And that's what I want. I want for people to, because sometimes people can go days and not have somebody make them feel loved. Right? And that's why I won't give up on you, because you deserve to feel loved. I don't care if you haven't heard it all day, if you haven't heard it all week. You deserve to feel loved just because God thought enough to create you. You're here. You're a being. You're a soul. And all beings and all souls deserve love. Period.
Priority. I don't think it was a priority for anybody.
And so visible to the world past, and we had some other cousins. So hard sometimes, or it can be for a while, because we lived in Nashville. We stayed in there, and no matter what, they taught that if you have an in yourself of, okay, when I get into this state, I think about when he's living, but that's my purpose. Like, oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, now we're gonna go. They're in a victim mentality.
I don't think she knew that.
Walking down the street, a comment you over to this point, that was your destiny. I mean, because that's a much bigger account. I remember my grandmother used to